Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cindy. I am a South African currently living and working in China. Let's get straight into it.
Like real life, you just I early mornings, late nights, be in my zone.
In today's video, I'll be talking about mental health with regard to the expat community in China. So, if you're thinking or planning on coming to China, you need to always ask expats who are already living in China how life is and what to expect. Here are 9 things that you need to know in order to be mentally prepared when you come to China. So, number 1, if you're coming to China as a student, you need to know that students are not allowed to work in China. Yes, students are not allowed to work in China. If you are a student and you are on a student visa, you are prohibited by the law from working in China. So if you want to come and study in China, you need to know this. So China is not the same as Western countries or any other country whereby if you're a student, you can also have a part-time job and be earning an income in order to support yourself whilst pursuing your studies. So in China, it becomes a bit difficult to do that. Number 2, if you're a student in China, you will only enjoy your years here in China if you come from a wealthy family. Hear me out. Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. I say this because if you're coming from a country whereby the exchange rate isn't that strong, when your parents send you your allowance, by the time it reaches China and you convert your home currency to Chinese yuan, it will literally be peanuts. So if you come from a middle or lower income household, chances are life will be extremely difficult for you if you are studying in China. And in saying this, I do also know that there are various types of scholarships that you can get in order to study in China. But these scholarships come with certain, T's and C's, so terms and conditions. For example, you need to maintain a certain GPA, grade point average, in order for you to, keep your scholarship for, the duration of the period that you're studying in. And also, the scholarships that you get to study in China, not everyone will get them. There's a certain quota, so not everyone will get the scholarship. So that's why I'm saying that most of the time, people, in my opinion, people who come from wealthy families are the ones who actually really enjoy their stay here in China when they are a student. Number 3, the rules and regulations here in China are constantly changing. And this causes a certain level of anxiety within the expat community here in China. So you could literally wake up one day and hear that the rules and regulations for visa requirements have changed, leaving you in a state of panic. So you need to be mentally prepared for this if you are planning on coming to China. Number 4, visa issues. Living on a visa is extremely stressful. It is very, very stressful. So expats living in China know exactly what I'm talking about. So in China, when you apply for a visa, applying for a visa is one of the most anxiety-inducing processes that you will go through here in China, because when you apply for a visa here in China, you can never be 100% certain whether or not your visa will be approved. And also, we're always hearing, stories about the ordeals that fellow expats go through whenever they're renewing their visa. So yeah, guys, living on a visa is extremely stressful, and if you do want to survive in China, that's something that you need to be mentally prepared for. Number 5, most people who survive in China for a long time, in my opinion, are people who are introverted, so introverts. So if you're an introvert, it means that you're probably already used to spending most of your time alone. So if you're used to spending most of your time alone, chances are you'll be able to survive here in China, because when you come here to China, regardless of whether you're coming to work or coming as a student, sometimes you find that you won't actually meet people from the same country as you. So you need to actually, be mentally prepared for that. And also, when you come here in China, because you won't meet as many people who are from the same country as you, or in some cases, depending on which city you land in, maybe you'll even be the only person, from that country. So sometimes making friends can be a bit difficult, and it can be a struggle to fit in at first, or initially when you arrive in China. So that's also something that you need to be prepared for. So as time goes by, obviously you do meet people from different countries, and you do make friends, but depending on what type of person you are and the type of personality you have, making friends in China can be a challenge. Number 7, there is no support system in China. I repeat, there is no support system in China. So as an expat in China, there will be no one cheering you on. There'll be no one, telling you how proud they are of you. So in as much as you will have your close group of friends who can provide support here and there, everyone here in China is dealing with their own, sets of struggles. So ultimately, you have to be your own safety net. If you're here in China, you need to be your own safety net. You need to be your own support system. So there is no support system. You need to be your own support system if you want to survive here in China. Number 8, the fear of stigma, or the fear of being found out. So what I've noticed is that quite a number of expats in China do not speak out whenever they have problems or they're experiencing difficulties, especially if they're experiencing financial difficulties. And this is due to the fact that they have a fear of, being found out, or a fear of being exposed. And I feel like if at any point you do feel like you need help, it's always best to speak out and, get some help, from other fellow expats, who can help you out, or they can even recommend other people who are, qualified to help you. Number 9, China is probably one of the loneliest countries in the world for expats or foreigners. So Chinese people don't really socialize with foreigners that much. So in China, over the years, that I've spent here in China, most of the Chinese people that I've met are actually super friendly, and they're great. And whenever you meet them, especially the older generation, they'll be very inquisitive, and they'll ask you a lot of questions. And the most common questions are, 你是哪个国家? 你几岁? 你结婚了吗? Or 你觉得中国怎么样? Those type of questions. So they're very inquisitive, and they'll ask a lot of questions. But I feel like it's very rare for foreigners to build solid, long-lasting friendships or relationships with Chinese people. So if you do plan on coming to China, or if you are in China, you need to be able to cope with being alone. So Just to sum up this whole video, the advice that I would give to anyone who is planning on moving to another country, whether it be China or any other country across the world, especially if you're, going across continents, is do your research. Do your research. Do thorough research. And when I say do your research, I mean try and find expats who are living in that country and actually talk to them and ask them about, how life is in that country and what to expect. Anyone can just go on Google and you Google the country, and what will pop up is just, some basic information and some pictures of very nice places in that country. But Googling a country or a place that you're planning on moving to isn't enough. It really isn't enough. The research that will help you is actually speaking to people on the ground, because they've lived there and they'll have a better understanding and they'll be better able to explain to you exactly what you can expect. And I've been in China for many years and I've watched people come and go, and I've watched some people who were not able to cope with the mental gymnastics that, come with being in China. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something from this video, especially if you are planning on moving to a different country. It might not be China or it might not be in Asia, but if you are planning on moving to a different country, I feel like what I spoke about in this video might help. So if you've gotten this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to like this video, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and become a part of the family, and also share this video if you care. And as always, I will see you on the next one. Bye!
See, Elliot, it's times I couldn't stand the rain. Been down bad, but I got so much to gain. I'm trying to make love out of all your pain. Yeah.